So a friend of mine pointed out this video to me, and it's on the Men's Health channel, and it's Christopher Meloni training. And this is Christopher Meloni, the Hollywood star, and here's his trainer. And the exercise in particular is this, the hamstring walkout. It's a very powerful, good exercise for building up the back of the legs, the glutes, the lower back, and in fact the whole posterior chain. But what I'm doing in this training is slightly different. I'm working the body, but what I'm doing is working the connection in the body. I'm trying to connect things together. So I want to take this to another level. This is iron bridge training. You see, when you realize it's not so much isolating a muscle to train it, but connecting all the muscles together, linking all the bones together, so my body becomes one single unit, and I use that unit together in one go for whatever it is I'm doing. See, I'm not isolating the back of the legs, I'm trying to connect the back of the legs to the hips, to the spine, and then use it all together. So this is the iron bridge here, I'm just showing you here, all the way from the head down to the heels, and I lock up the whole chain and stretch through the whole spine, squeeze the glutes down the back of the legs right to the heels. And I'm using the hands a little bit to add a little bit of strength, and I'm rocking left and right so I can twist using the obliques as well. So I'm training the connection between all the bones. Well, that's quite difficult. So this is a slightly easier version, but it's still a little bit harder than what Christopher Meloni was doing. And my hands are above my head. So this is a walkout. I can walk forward and back, and you can practice that over and over if you want to experience that, train that. But here I'm still locking into the iron bridge, squeezing the glutes and twisting a little bit left and right. So this is like the spinal twist exercise, but I'm controlling the whole tension down my body and feeling it right to the toes. Flex the toes forward and backwards, so that is also working all the way down to the toes, the ankles and the toes. See, I'm trying to feel the connection, and I'm stretching above my head, so even though my arms are not doing any work, I'm trying to feel the connection all the way up to my hands, and then always relax the other way, pull the knees in. But you see, what I'm doing is this, it's a dynamic standing. I want that same strength in standing up. Now here I'm standing slightly on the ball of the foot. You see I'm rising up, but I've got this backward arch. Imagine I'm doing the iron bridge. I've got to squeeze the glutes, push the shoulders back, the neck back into the ground, and push the hips forward like I've got a slight backward arch. So we don't want quite as much arch as I was doing there on the ground, but we want to feel that tension. There is a work done by the body. I'm pulling the belly in as if I'm lying on the floor, because in the iron bridge my belly falls in because gravity is that way, but standing up I've got to pull it in. The sternum is tilted slightly up, so I've got an open chest, a sort of, well, it's not too open, I'm counteracting the opening of the chest by pulling in the belly. So we want this dynamic tension in standing up, and this is another way of doing the iron bridge here. So I'm resting between two objects, so this will allow me to keep a bit of a straighter neck, but this is a bit these are a bit cushioned, so the neck's still sagging a bit more than I'd like to do. But you can see me working my jaw muscles. I'm pulling funny faces, but what I'm really doing is activating the jaw and really trying to activate the front and back of my neck and push my head into the back of the floor. But I'm sagging a bit because it's a bit too soft. I need a harder one, so that just helps me push it up a bit. But you can see that is the iron bridge between two objects. I suggest you do the one from the shoulders to the heels to get the feeling of that. And this is even harder version, so you can do the iron bridge on the front. So I've got to rest between the forehead and the toes. So this is much harder, and you need to strengthen the front of your neck. But I've done a lot of neck strengthening over the years, and in particular headstands and trying to balance on the head. So I worked up to this very carefully. And you can see this is not so straight. Ideally I would get a nice straight position as well, but it's very difficult to do. So I'm still pushing my neck inwards to create an arch. So again, it's all about standing up straight. This is lying down, but I'm standing up. You see, in this training I'm trying to control my body structure. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, what angle I'm at, I have to control the body structure from the inside with my own mind. I have to be aware of it, feel it, and control it. So I hope this made sense, you enjoyed this little video. Check out these videos here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.